Because Fantastic Frontier is an open world RPG, there are lots of things to uncover, do, and see. And that's why, even with the last update being 5 years ago, a lot of random questions still remain. From the highest place in the frontier to walking at the speed of light, here are the answers to 6 of the most random Fantastic Frontier questions. Number 1. How many different ways can you die? Unlike most games, there aren't a lot of ways to die in Fantastic Frontier. There is no fall damage, you can't drown, you can't run out of food. There are actually only 4 ways to die in Fantastic Frontier. Firstly, being killed by a monster. Secondly, wearing a negative HP regen item like the Scorched Soul's Ring or Rotted King's Torso, and waiting till you run out of HP. Thirdly, using a glitch to clip through the ground, and lastly, being killed by another player. Although the last method will only work in Frigid Waste because PvP is enabled there. Number 2. What is the fastest you can walk? The default walking speed is 8, and with sprinting 12. But there are multiple armor pieces that increase your walking speed. The best ones being the Green Crystal Amulet Necklace, the Meeting Remnant, the Roadblock Set, and the Spider Stills, Tag Red Laser Shoes, or Nightmare Boots. Using all of these to reach a walking speed of 28 and 42 while sprinting. And if you eat a Baltimore worm, you can get as high as 53. Unfortunately, I don't have a Baltimore worm at my disposal, so I'll be using the Mega Supreme Potent Energy, which gets me as high as 48. So, 60,500,000 painful gold and several Mega Supreme Potent Energies later, this is what it looks like in-game. Now looking at the opposite of the question, the slowest walking speed you can reach is 1, using the Otherworld Slug and the Odwick armor set. And after 5,500,000 and a very hard giant toad quest, this is what it looks like in-game. A quick intermission before I go on with the next question. I posted about a Fantastic Frontier photography event on the Fantastic Frontier Discord. So, if you'd like to participate in it, be sure to approve it in the event suggestions channel on the Discord. Number 3. What is the highest place? To find the highest place in the frontier, my plan was to make my wings and go into no fog. And after running around and trying some things, there were some close contenders. Try guessing which place is the highest. Is it A. The Tower of Right and Wrong, B. Celestial Peak, C. Collectus Tower, or D. Matumara's Tree? The answer is... I don't actually know. I tried some different tests to figure it out, but I found no way to actually measure how high the places are. After tests though, I can say that A. The Tower of Right and Wrong and C. Collectus Tower are wrong. Beyond that, my guess is the tree. Number 4. What is the highest possible damage you can deal with one hit? To answer this question, I could go look at all the weapons, armor pieces, armor sets and helping consumables to calculate the highest damage you can deal. But luckily I remembered that the Red Boy's handgun's special ability can kill any monster in one hit if the enemy has less than 10% of his health left. So, if you use this ability against the King Rat or Parasite, you can deal 10,000 damage in one hit. Normally I would buy the Red Boy's handgun and do a tower run until I find the King Rat to demonstrate the answer to this question, but because that doesn't look that spectacular, I didn't think it was worth my time. Number 5. What fishing place is the best for money grinding? There are 19 different places you can fish in Fantastic Frontier. They all have different drop rates and different average reel times. Because actually fishing at all places would be inefficient and time consuming, it's going to get technical. So here's some Subway Surfers gameplay to keep you engaged. So, my plan is to calculate the gold per second of each fishing place. To do that, the first step is to find the average gold per fish of every fishing place. And because the fishing probabilities on the wiki are given to 3 numbers after the decimal point, it is easiest to simulate 100,000 caught fishes and then divide that by 100,000 to get the average. Let me show you what I mean with an example. The fountain. If you fish 100,000 times at the fountain, you will, on average, catch 195 cherryfish. 196 Baltimore worms, 9,760 sand slimes, 14,930 glow friends, and 74,919 bulbous fish. In total, worth 97,706,650 gold. Divided by 100,000 means that the average fish at the fountain sells for 977 gold. And because the average real time is 10 seconds, we need to divide that number by 10 to get the gold per second, which is 9070 gold per second. Now, repeating that process for all the fishing places, I found out that the three most valuable are Frigid Coastline with 991 gold per second, Forgotten Lake with 970 gold per second, and Starry Point South or the Far Coast with 691 gold per second. The three least valuable are Topple Lake with 378 gold per second, Tower House at the town of Right and Wrong with 245 gold per second, and lastly, the Fountain with a very low 97 gold per second. Keep in mind that you also have to run back to an item seller, which affects the gold per second pretty substantially. Also, I didn't factor in the treasure chests, which probably ups the gold per second everywhere. Number 6. How many unique items does an average vendor sell? I've already told you how many unique outfits there are, I've told you how many mobs there are, I've told you how many items there are, but I haven't talked about averages or even mentioned vendors before. So, after meticulously counting on the Fantastic Frontier wiki for way too long, the average vendor sells 17 items. Technically 17.05 items, but that's just 17. Note that if you go up to a vendor in-game, they will most likely sell way less than 17 items. That is because I counted the total of items a vendor is able to sell, not how many they sell at a time. Just like in my last video, I quickly want to ask you to consider subscribing, as this video took a lot of time and gold to make. And just as always, run for the hills!